Welcome back to Rise with Michelle. This week's episode, are you listening to respond or to hear? This episode isn't about surface communication, it's about what's underneath it, the blueprint, the part of you that's trying to be heard even when no one else is around. And let me ask you something, are you listening to respond or to hear? Because most people aren't really responding to the moment they're in. They're reacting from the moments they never processed, from the child who wasn't heard, from the version of themselves that got rejected, maybe abandoned, dismissed, as something in adolescence, young adult. That's the problem. When we don't slow down to ask who's actually speaking, we'll live our entire life on autopilot reacting from trauma instead of responding from truth, which is useful to you and others. You'll call it your personality. You'll call it being protective. I'm being strong. But it's really just your survival story running the show. And here's the cost of that: relationships that feel distant, communication that feels misaligned, a constant undertone of exhaustion, an identity that's not even ours. We're just a patchwork of coping strategies. And for me, safety and control were the blueprint. I learned that unpredictability was dangerous, and so my nervous system became a fortress for it. Even now, if someone's tone shifts or I don't get a clear answer, I can feel that younger version of me tighten. She doesn't ask questions. She goes into fixing mode, or she's over explaining, or she's trying to defend herself, because that part of me still thinks if I don't fix this fast, I won't be safe. And unless I pause, she takes the mic every single time. So that's why I don't just teach mindset shifts. I teach identity rewiring because no affirmation can override a nervous system that still thinks it's under threat. If you want real change, not just behavioral management, you have to work at the level of identity. That means understanding the three core truths I've learned. Most often, every reaction is a request for safety, not attention, not control, just safety and security. And when you meet that need, everything softens. What's buried doesn't die, it directs. Your unprocessed pain doesn't just disappear, it becomes your tone, your patterns, your blueprint until you go deeper than the trigger. You don't need to fix yourself, you need to actually listen to yourself because underneath every reaction is a voice that's been waiting to be heard. This is what we do inside the Rise Coaching Collective. We reclaim, we go back to those stories and rewrite, rewire, and retrain. Inspire, we awaken your awareness of who you were before the traumas and dramas. Strengthen, we build the emotional muscles to pause, reflect, and choose again. And empower, you begin to lead from your wisest self, not your wounded child. Here are three things that you can ask yourself when you feel activated. Who's speaking? My present self or a younger part of me? And what do I really need right now? Clarity, reassurance, space? And am I reacting to them or to an old version of me that hasn't been seen? And here's a powerful journal prompt I use often. What part of me is trying to speak, and what does she need to hear today? This isn't about fixing who you are, it's about hearing who you've been so you can lead from who you're becoming. So when you respond from presence instead of protection, your whole life will begin to change. And that's what we're doing here. That's what it means to rise. So if you're ready to go deeper, the Rise Coaching Collective is here for you. If this moved something in you, I would love for you to share it with a friend, like, and or subscribe for more episodes. And remember, you're not broken. You're in the in between and still rising. So I'll see you next week. Same space, same heart. Until then, keep rising.